Hello and welcome to my void. I'm going to tell you about a magical girl series I can't shut up about and show you my redesigns for my own personal fan series. If you've clicked on this video and don't know what Precure is, I'm going to explain it quickly. If you do know what it is, you can skip to here and get straight to the redesigns. But for the rest of you, Precure is a long-running magical girl series that started in about 2003 with Precure. Since then, it's had a new season about every year, and while there are some sequel seasons, most seasons are just standalone and you can basically watch any season without any prior knowledge. For those wondering, these are the seasons that I recommend watching first. No, I will not be elaborating. Each season follows the same formula. A big bad threatens or has destroyed a magical kingdom. People from that kingdom, normally the mascot characters, also known as fairies, go to a human world to find the legendary warriors, the Precure, to help fight the big bad with the power of friendship, badassery, and toys you can buy at your local Toys R Us. With Precure following a general story structure, and each season bringing something new to the table, it's pretty popular to make your own fan series called a fan cure. Think of it in the way that people make their own Pokemon regions, but with magical girls. While there's other stuff in the Precure formula, I'll touch on those in more specific videos, but that's about the general overview needed for this video. So what is this redesign? Originally I made these fan cures back in 2015 when I rediscovered the series. Yeah, it turns out I watched the dub of the first season when I was younger, only to find Happiness Charge as it was airing. I then spotted Cure Black and White in crossover clips and was like, holy shit. These are the magical girls I watched when I was younger, and now I'm obsessed. I'm going to be barely showing the original 2015 designs because a lot of it is traced art and I don't know what it's traced from. For that reason, I will not be sharing those designs in this video or in future videos, but if I do show these designs for references, I will be redrawing them so that all of the art in these videos are solely my own. The main designs I will be showing in this video, though, are from 2020. I decided to redesign them then, so technically this is a redesign video. I'm just gonna put these designs on screen for you now. Let's take a look at these. Yeah, they're not... like, they're okay, but there's so much shit that can be improved upon. So most Precure series have a theme to them, like flowers, music, sweets, etc. And for this, it was metals and the periodic elements. Reason being, I wanted my main cure to be called Cure Platinum. She's always had this name, I'm sticking to it. It's because younger me loved Pokemon, and Cure Platinum is a cool name. Moving on. The metal theme only really plays into a naming convention, like how animals only really play into Kirikura's costumes. Sometimes themes are just there, and I'm running with it with the metals one. The bigger theme though, which plays into designs, is Knights and Order vs Chaos. For the 2020 designs, I tried to incorporate the Knight theme a lot more than the previous designs. That's where these armor looking pieces, the flowy bits, these puffy sleeves with the heart on them come in. But a lot of these elements just didn't really work with my style. I also really hate these gross grey bits on the design. Like, they're trying to be armor, and it just muddies the design a lot more. Grey accent pieces are only going to be used for one other cure in this series now, and we'll get to her when we talk about the 6th Rangers. Okay, so art time. We're starting off with Cure Platinum. I wanted Platinum's design to be more masculine. Precure's designs always lean very big and poofy, with massive hair and dresses. And while that's nice, and will definitely fit into the designs of later cures, it's not what I wanted for our protagonist. Designs like Cure Chocolat and Lemur show that Precure can in fact wear trousers, so I gave Platinum puffy shorts and short sleeves to give them a prince-like look. I kept their hair from the 2020 redesign, along with bringing in their cape to add nice flowy elements to the design that also didn't mess with the sleek silhouette I had made for them. The other flowy elements I tried out did ruin. Other aspects of note are the gloves. All the cures in this series are gonna have mismatched gloves, one of their personal colour and then one of their accent colour, either being gold or silver. Asymmetry is just something I love in character design, so yeah, I'm adding that to these magical girls, and I can probably say it leans into the Order vs Chaos thing, you know, as a bit of a stretch. I also have civilian designs for them, and while I don't have surnames for these folks, I do have first names. This is Percy, named after the knight that found the Holy Grail. They're a big camping and hiking fan. Precure pinks are either shy or sporty, and with shy being covered by the other cure we're going to talk about in this video, Percy gets the sporty stupid pink stereotype. I chose camping and outdoor sports, as I don't think that's something the sporty cures have touched on, and I think it gets across Percy being a very hands-on type of person. They also want to marry Bigfoot, and that's Platinum. at least for now. There might be other stuff that gets developed later, but again, more videos are on the way for this series. Moving on to the other cure of this team. I plan on the team starting out as a duo, doing the thing Sweet or Heartcatch do, where they technically have 2 6th rangers. Again, they will get their own video. The second cure to join this team though is the wonderful bookworm of Cure Copper. In Precure it's kind of a given that the leader will be pink, though Tropical Rouge has kind of thrown that out the window. But for the rest of the cures in the team, you can kind of choose whatever colour you want. And because Precure is absolutely lacking with its green cures, here I am. A lot of elements in Copper's design is meant to mirror Platinum's. The puffy sleeves of Plat have been moved down to be full length, the shorts have been turned into a puffy skirt, and the 2 cloth pieces on Platinum's head have been split in 2 for each of Copper's twin tails. These twin tails, I really wanted Copper to have this type of hair because she's always had them in all of her incarnations, be it buns or pigtails, just split tied up hair. That's it. That's all I wanted. But because I've moved her colour to a more teal green to match what Rusted Copper looks like, instead of the forest green all of her other designs had, she kept looking like Miku! I solved this problem by having these spiked star-like pigtails, along with more star-shaped bangs. I think it gives her a really good silhouette when it comes to her hair. It's definitely my favourite hair out of the lot though. She gets a big long bow on the back for some flowy shit, and that's all of the main points of her design. For her civilian design she's called June. The 2020 designs had Japanese names, and I was originally going to keep them that way, with Percy being called Chizu, and June being called Jun. But when I was writing it out, June felt a lot cuter for these new designs, so it's a UK Precure series. It's my characters, I can do whatever I want, okay? June likes soppy romance novels, and to contrast with Percy, she's a lot more inside her own head, being the academic brain of the two. I also gave her one of my own insecurities as well, that being the worry that despite being good in academic settings, as soon as I get out of there, all that knowledge is going to mean nothing, and Percy is there to help her with that. The two are designed to complete each other and be a really solid duo the rest of the team can expand upon. So here's a little bonus character for this video. I also have the group's fairy. Fairies in Precure are basically the mascot characters. Sometimes each girl gets their own fairy, sometimes they just have one for the whole team, depends on the season. But one of my favourite things about fairies is that they have human forms. And you know I'm going to be giving my son one of those. This fairy is Gin, the silver representative of the series, being a little panda-inspired fairy. I like it when the fairies are non-conventional animals, like dragons or parrots. We have enough dogs and cats Precure, come on, we don't need one every season. While I changed the Japanese names of all of the other characters, Gin is gonna stay this way. He's gonna keep his original name, and kind of original everything. This boy has a soft place in my heart. I used to make plushies of him because of how connected I was to these characters, and I refused to change him that much. That being said, I did try to give him a new design and it didn't work. Something modern and stylish didn't really fit this little nerd man, so instead I just changed his jumper to a sweater vest to break up his main design. He's a Precure historian, and I will go more into detail about that when more of the plot is fleshed out. But anyway, here's my boy Gin, and his human form and his fairy form. Look at them! The first half of this Precure team is done. I already have designs for a lot of the other parts of this series, but I want to keep those to their own videos so I can flesh them out more. I've really enjoyed making this video and everything that you see in it, and I hope you have enjoyed watching it too.